Live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. I'm Jamie Somerville, and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. In cricket, England secured a record-breaking win over Pakistan this morning. England became the first team in Test history to win by an innings after the opposition side scored over 500 runs. The victory marked a dominant performance by the visitors. England cricketer Sarah Glenn says they can't let dreams of winning the Women's T20 World Cup get in the way of the job that they need to do. Heather Knightside have won 2 from their first 2 in the competition, with their next game against Scotland on Sunday in Sharjah.
Obviously, our minds, could easily drift to that'd be so nice to win a World Cup and things like that. And that is natural, that is going to happen, and our minds are going to wander. But I think we've been focused on narrowing our focus back, and just whether it's looking back at the past or in the future, we're just focused on being really present.
With more England news here, and England will have a new manager in 2025. This comes after Lee Carsley ruled himself out of the running for the England job, after England's 2-1 defeat to Greece last night at Wembley.
No, my remit has been clear from the start. I'm doing 3 camps. There's 3 games left, and then hopefully I'll be going back to the 21s.
I'm joined here with fellow sports journalist Joey Rapley to ask whether he finds it necessary that Lee Carsley's ruled himself out of the England job. What do you think, Joey?
I think it is a bit of a worry, especially after we've seen him bring through so many players with him from the under-21s, and he's put them into the senior side. It does seem like a little bit of a concern that he's brought so many players through but hasn't got the ambition to stay here long term. And I feel like that, yes, it's important they get the experience of the senior side so that they are ready, if the next new manager does want to bring them in, they have that experience. But it seemed to me when he first came in like a bit of a project he was looking to build forward with a new team, a new tactic and new players. So I think you could argue it's a bit of a concern.
And do you feel that he could have, or he should have stayed if he hadn't put himself like this out?
I think that his comments last night certainly rule him out of staying now. I think any England fan that hears the doubt in his mind or voice last night and speaking about how he wants to go back to the 21s probably wouldn't trust him with the leadership of a senior side, especially into an international tournament. And if that's something that we're looking to go forward with and we want success with, then we now hope that the next manager that comes in can be more positive about that look.
Thank you very much, Joey. And sticking with international managers, Craig Bellamy, the Wales manager, has praised his team for their level ahead of tonight's Nations League game in Iceland. The former Liverpool and Newcastle striker has been in charge since July and is unbeaten after his first 2 matches. Bellamy says he's pleasantly surprised by the talent of his squad.
I used to look forward to the games finishing so I could have time to go and have a drink. When your parents are calling you, you're not answering calls because you know you're breaking the heart. It's time to realise that I've got a problem.
Sunderland forward Aaron Connolly revealing he's had professional help after struggling with alcohol addiction. The Republic of Ireland international burst onto the scene at Brighton, scoring twice on his Premier League debut against Tottenham. That was him telling Sky Sports News. And sticking with football, but more local based, could there be some more FA Cup magic at Eastleigh? The Spitfires host Southend United on Saturday in the 4th qualifying round. Last season, Eastleigh saw off Reading and took League 2 side Newport County to a replay.
We got a tough draw against Southend. That wouldn't have been one that I don't think anyone would have been looking for in the first round of the competition, because they're a sort of tough side that we lost to only a few weeks ago. But I'm positive going into it. Hopefully we can give them a game at the very least and try and get something from it and then push on from there.
That was Matt Gibbs, the head of media at Eastleigh. On Sunday, there will be bragging rights on the line as Saints women make the short trip to face local rivals Portsmouth in the Women's Championship. Remy Allen has made a positive start to her time in charge of the Saints, winning 2 of her opening 4 championship fixtures. With Portsmouth yet to take a point, they sit rooted bottom of the table. Into boxing now, and it's an all-Russian clash in Riyadh on Saturday night, as Artur Beterbiev will face Dmitry Bivol for the light heavyweight championship. With both fighters going unbeaten, someone's O has got to go. One more boxing story, and Conor Benn has shoved Chris Eubank Jr. and called him a dead boy walking after the 2 British boxers crossed paths in Saudi Arabia. The pair were due to fight 2 years ago, but was cancelled when Benn failed 2 drugs tests. He remains suspended and awaits a hearing into his ban. Into darts, and it was a night full of surprises at the World Grand Prix, as Mike de Decker stunned the Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson by 3-0. After his victory over Goh and Price, James Wade spoke to Live Darts TV and criticised them for their failure to acknowledge world number 1 Luke Humphries.
Luke Humphries is probably the second or the third best world champion we've ever had. And you're not embracing it. And you're not going to get someone that's as great as him for a long time.
And finally, in rugby, Hull KR look to make history as they compete in their first ever Super League Grand Final. They face the Wigan Warriors, who are looking to make some history themselves. The Warriors are just 80 minutes away from being the first rugby league side to do the quadruple. We've got Tom Scralston, a fellow journalist, who's going up there. Are you excited for it, Tom?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. First time, I'm a Hull KR fan, and it's the first time we've reached the final, so I'm nervous for it, but I think Wigan will come out victorious.
Thank you very much, Tom. That's all from us for now, and I'll be back at 1. Remember, you can keep up to date 24 hours a day on our website, which is solentsportsnews.com.